Now we will be diving into an exciting segment, the Youth Showcase Project. The Youth Showcase Project aims to showcase biodiversity-related, youth-led and youth-focused projects across Southeast Asia, and to facilitate networking and exchange of knowledge, skills, opportunities amongst the participants. We also aim to foster meaningful connections between impactful youth projects as well as established organizations to create tangible support for youth-led conservation efforts throughout Southeast Asia. In this session, we'll be featuring 4 incredible initiatives from across the region, each dedicated to conservation and sustainability. We have Wild Space from Singapore, Neobanuk from Thailand, Sustainable Design 11 from Cambodia, and Equinox Laos from Laospedia. And each of this youth showcase project will share their journey, how they started, the challenges they face, their success story, as well as their goals for the future. It's always inspiring to hear from young changemakers who are actively shaping the conservation landscape. Let's kick things off with Sustainable Design 11. They'll be sharing on their project Youth Urban Ecosystem, and they're based in Cambodia. Sustainable Design 11 was first established in 2019 by Cambodians youth, with a core mission to empower youths as agents of change. Rooted deeply in the principles of the UN SDG 11, Sustainable Design 11 equips youth with the knowledge, passion, and leadership skills essential to build thriving cities and communities. Please welcome Mr. Vantana, a UNCC Learn champion, educator, and founder of Sustainable Design. Passionate about urban planning, biodiversity, and climate action, he empowers youth for a sustainable future through education.
Hello, everyone. I hope you hear me well. Okay, let me start to introduce you guys. I'm Vatanas from Cambodia. So I launched it like sustainable design 11 since 2019. Um, so that our first direction is we want to make sustainable city and community aligned with the SDG goals 11. And then we start to have more ambitious that we think that one goal it doesn't make like it have a lot of connectivity with the other goals. And in order to get the benefit of what we are doing, we start to have more like use initiatives that along with our 4 flagship down here in the presentation slides, we kickstart our first initiative with Sustainable Design Academy that we provide the like education about sustainable designs over building city and community to the citizens, especially youth who studied in the field of architecture, engineering, and environment. And second, our Young City and Community Leadership Program. That is a program that we recruit young Cambodians who wish to lead their own community projects, and we provide capacity building for them. This event starts every 2 years. So it was in 2023, and this year, 2025, the Young City and Community Leadership Program will also back that we will do the capacity building and train 10 Cambodian youth to lead the projects about how they could like contribute to make the city, the urban area and the rural area become more sustainable. And you might heard about Future Climate Hero. That is what we showcased last year. The Future Climate Hero is one of our most successful like flagships that we won the grant from the Generation Future of UNICEF in 2022, UNICEF Cambodia. We have like launched this event since then, and it happened every year. And this project happened like we can say like we could not say seasonal, but we could say it depends on the executive team of each team that they want to lead the project in with like what kind of communication and participation that they want. So this year we like no, not this year, actually 2024, we wrap up our projects with a lot of like connection and broaden the collaboration of the Future Climate Hero project itself. And we also like joined with the Inception workshop by the UN for the NDC, and also engage with UNDP Cambodia with any youth event and youth participation that we are able to let our team joining with them. Aligned with exploratory lab, the lab that we open for anyone, like anyone can like date us, like having appointment and talk about what they want to do and what kind of support that we could do. And now go to our most important initiative that we are going to launch right now with you guys. It's our newest initiative. Uh, the next slide. It is use urban ecosystems. As a good friend of WWD, we regional youth symposium, we believe that we want to engage with the WWD regional youth symposium for forever. So we found that we are working more on the urban area and the community, and we also like consider that the topic about biodiversity is important as I am myself the young biodiversity leader of SCB's programs. So we want to like do the impact like more like a collaborative way that Cambodian youth could collaborate with the Asian and the global youth to working on the like the path that we are associated with. So youth urban ecosystem is the project base that we will focus on more the collaboration and how we post our engagement from the local to national and from national to regional and up to the global level in terms of urban biodiversity. Let's go deep down to this project to the next slide. We focus more on the partnership and ambassadorship. So this program, we are going to recruit the school ambassador, like from the uni representative and engage with you guys. And I'm calling you guys that we are going to announce the official program. And then we are looking for the representative and the like people that we could communicate as youth that have age range from 18 to 35 to join with us as like a community that we can engage with the community and be a like the sustainable urban biodiversity. We know that there are a lot of improvement, especially in Cambodia, in terms of like green spaces, and we want to use this initiative to support our government, support our people, and like support especially youth who have their own like initiative to focus more on the like urban forest, urban biodiversity and bring the like tropical forest back into the city. We we want to use ecosystem-based approaches as much as possible, the innovative way that people could use nature-based solution, and how can we let people learn the like easier way and what kind of contribution that we would do. So our target group is everyone, including indigenous, other vulnerable group. We have talked with I personally have talked with other youth in the province come from indigenous background. So I could see there is potential collaboration that I could do with them. Like there are people who like our target group is not just like people who are independent, but people who are shy, like young people who they don't really have like specific ambitions, but they just want to have sustainable life. And we aim to like boosting our policy engagement and implementation with different stakeholders. So this is our main objective. And we will explore in the other slide about what SD11 have done and what we believe that we can make it happen. With other slide, please. Um, you haven't listen. I haven't talked about SD11 yet. We are the like a leading youth focused community that we established in 2019 by aligning with SDG 11. And what we do is empower young people, provide knowledge, and like boosting the passion of everyone. And our work sustains through our operation, like in the project management, and we provide designs work and consultation work. Sometimes we do like crowdfunding and partnership with the local and international entity, especially with the local like business. So our finance are come from all of the way that is possible that me and my team could like reach out to. And our consultation and design services is the like most practical and sustainable way that we could earn the money and then survive all of the project and program that we have. Next, please. We Our four main top topic is sustainable building, city, and community. The second one that is most aligned one with WWD now is climate change, biodiversity conservation, and environmental education. And we also work focus on community digital future. And uh, seeing the event that we participated today, we use the digital way to engage to each other. And it is quite easy, even like it has some challenges, but we could like communicate and provide support to each other and learn from each other. The last one is sustainable practices and youth engagement. We want to empower and engage with youth from like diverse background and from everywhere all over the world, especially in Cambodia, to work on solving our like social and environmental challenges. Next. What we do is quite easy. So our youth engagement work, we use 5 levels of public participation from International Association of Public Participation. So we we don't just go to empower, like the level that we could engage is start from inform and sometimes it go with collaborate. We just don't really really think that we need everyone to be the perfect use for our community. We just want to raise the bars up for everyone. So people who don't have any concern start to concern, and people who are good and want to lead, we help them to lead. And we unlock the performance. We want to share the urban future with youth and then let young people engage with us. One our like iconic events that we do in every October is Urban October. That as the event like hit like repetitive appear on the global report of UN Habitat as the youth entity that work represent Cambodia to run any event for the global movement in order to showcase our effort to the global level. Consultation and educational training are what we provide to everyone, even like our team has no capacity. We could like engage or communicate with the other stakeholder or advisor to support them. We just launch we just have a new office and our new office is gonna be a youth hub that everyone could like visit there and then talk about what they want to implement it and what they want to do in our local community in Cambodia. And we want to expand it virtually to like all youth across Southeast Asia as well. Next. And the project that we evaluate, normally we check on the capacity building development. We want, we check with the number of people and we check with the quality of the results that we could get. We I don't think that I will talk about number, but I will talk about we tracking down the name and the the performance of the people that we have provided the capacity building with, and then we engage with them to like utilize their resource as well as the communicate with them later. We increase the stakeholder engagement. um, right now, we increase our engagement to like UNDP Cambodia, a Ministry of Environment and Ministry of Land Use. We engage through the formal and informal network and effective face-to-face and digital communication. The outreach through social media, we mainly use Facebook because Cambodian like citizens use Facebook as the like biggest social media network. And we got a lot of like positive impact from communicate with them. And financial sustainability, as I talked before, we provide any support and we get the support from the partnership. And we also like get the budget from our services such as designs, plan sellings, or any kind of activity that we could believe that we could earn the money. Next. I will briefly talk about what we believe. We believe in the true power of story. The storytelling is so meaningful, and we want everyone to hear the different story of young people and what they want to do. And diversity is so magical. We don't actually believe in it from the beginning, but like there's like since 2019 until now, we have met with the work group of people, and then the reflection is so good that we need diversity from everyone. We need to hear from them. And so then we can like take an action and do a proper way of what is the strategic thinking that we are doing. And intelligent is emotion. I met I myself think that I am smart, but we do need emotion. Like we do like need the power of like love in order to make things real and then make it like going on, just like the impact that we are doing together in WWD, Regional Youth Symposium, and all of the youth showcase and everyone in this. We need like the love that we could push us to do more things. Next, I think it's gonna be like the the last maybe the last two slides. So what we need from the audience is we need strategic partnership, the collaboration and the accredited local, regional, or international organization for increasing our exposure are very important. We are an independent youth, so normally we are not like accredited by anyone. We are just like independently want to engage and we have a passion to do things. And we are like in need of like this kind of like exposure of the collaboration. The financial grants is if I want to increase the 10, yeah, I do need money, and that is the grant that we believe that we want to like get it to push in the strategic planning to ensure that the projects and what we are doing could like lead to the level that is easy to be sustaining. And the mutual support is we don't want just the need, we also provide the support to our network. So we are open for both receiving and providing support to each other. Let's see next slide or no? Okay, good. So this is the end of my presentation. Thanks you guys for listening and like go to my page in Facebook SD11 to find out what we are doing. A lot of things right there. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing more about thank you for this insightful sharing. It is very heartening to hear about sustainable design and how you empower youth from the grassroots and indigenous communities through different education and engagement training with the community to advance the SDG 11. So next up, we have Equinox Laos from Laos PDR and their project, Laos Youth on a Mission for Nature Conservation, which directly addresses the gap in youth engagement by providing knowledge, skills, and hands-on experience in biodiversity conservation. Through various capacity building workshops, field expedition, and mentorship, they aim to empower youth and young people to take an active role in protecting Laos' natural heritage. Let us welcome Miss Valley, an ecologist and journalist specialized in landscape ecology and nature conservation. She's passionate about environmental protection and has mentored 15 young environmental journalists to contribute to amplifying youth voices on environment and social issues.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for having us. I think it's a matter of one person and one decision and one action has been taken, and it's all matters for a report ethics. Imagine that you can do something today that will make change for the future. And the question is not always, is the change possible? But can we be the one that make the change? I hope you can hear me. And I'm outside. Maybe there will be some noises. My name is Wali Pamajak from Econox Laos. And today I'm representing actually both organizations. So we co-created the program and also implemented with Association Anulat, which is not here today, but we are trying our best to represent both Equinox and also Anulag in the project that we did together last year, and we are going to do again this year. So I hope you guys who are joining us today will be interested and join us in some way. So let's begin. Let me begin with this picture. I mean, it can be, other pictures on the internet that go viral. But of course, for me as a mom, it has quite a good effect. Like I'm not meaning that it's positive, but like the effect, it's good enough to move me forward, to provide motivation for me to do better for the society or for the environment as a whole. As Barack Obama has said, that we are the first generation to feel the impact of climate change. And then the first, I would say, the last generation that can do something with it. I mean, for me, it can mean that it's rather too late, but let's see it in the positive side. We are the hope, and we are the only generation that can start doing something to make a change. And before going to the project, let me also show you the picture of this animation. I grew up with this animation. I don't know, you guys are Gen Z mostly. I don't know if you have watched this animation, but it's about the ant, this guy over here, that trying to save his colony. But he's just a small ant. He's actually talents less, I would say, but he has a big dream to save everyone from the disaster. And at the end of the day, he managed to save his colony and join the force of, his new friends in this mission together as well. So me as an adult, I always think back about this animation, when I'm in difficult situations or when I started to lose hope in my mission to save the environment. I always think back to this animation and to see that everything is possible. Everything can happen if you try enough and you start doing something. And of course, to find your allies within in this journey together. And for our project that we are presenting today, it's about you, about us. We all have a role to play for the future generation together. And this project is called Lao Youth on Mission for Nature Conservation. It's pretty long, but yeah, I think it sums up to what we wanted to do, especially to work with the youth to save the environment, especially the biodiversity loss issue that must be tackled in lab. So, I mean, there are many youths who are passionate, who wanted to work to save the environment, and especially this time about wildlife. So, these are the challenges, I would say, that we observe that the Lao youth are facing right now that stop them to pursue their dream in nature conservation, in biodiversity conservation. The first one is lack of opportunities. Many youth have the dream, they have the mission in their heart, but they don't know really where to start. They don't know who to talk to, which organization to reach to. And number two is that having limited, I would say, access to the knowledge. Number three, limited career pathway, because most of the time, like myself when I was young, it's more of like the passion driven when it's come to like topics related to environmental protection. But how can we change this and also make it possible in terms of career wise as well? And the last one is the urgency in environmental issues protection as well. So our aim is to inspire and encourage young generation in Laos to pursue the careers in environmental conservation sector. And these are all of our partners. We have our donors over here, and there are two organizations, Association Anulag and Econox, who are co-implementing. And of course, this cannot be succeeded without our partners. With some of them, like Zero Waste Laos, is also presenting today as well. Right, and these are the faces of our young environmentalists, I would say, because at the end of the program, we expect to have 100% of them enroll as an intern or even full-time staff in organizations that we are working with or partner with during this project, such as you can see here, all the logos, WWF, IUCN, Free the Bear, and more. So in terms of modules, not only technical skills, but of course we try to engage the soft skills as well. And also something that economists have been working on for many years, which is using communication and media as a tool to protect the environment. So as you can see that the module involves both introduction to biodiversity, involve listening to the youth change makers, listening to these organizations such as WWF, IUCN, WCS, which are also like one of many youth stream organizations to work with. And not only that, we also involve modules that will help them to build their soft skills, such as help them to figure out their career preferences and passion, and also to coach them in CV writing and prepare themselves for a job interview or job seeking as well. And at the end of the project, this is also something new that we also never did before, is that we conducted a hackathon. It is called the Biodiversity Hack, for the youth to submit their ideas to make a change, especially the projects that are related to biodiversity conservation. And at the end, we have 3 winners that received state funding from Econox and also the German embassy in Laos to implement their projects. And now there are 3 of them, right? And they are still working on implementing their projects. One project is about turning coffee ground into the materials for mushroom plantation. Another one is the board game. So they are creating board games to educate people about wildlife in Laos. And the third one is also very interesting, but rather challenging to implement, is to build a beautiful butterfly garden. Right. And in our project, of course, we include capacity building workshops. As you can see, the director of the WWF came and shared about her experiences on the field. And of course, not only sharing about those experiences, but they had a chance to have a hand-on sessions. So as you can see here, they are testing on the camera trap. We don't have the wildlife, to test. So we have our participants to just walk through the camera trap to see if it works. So it's quite a fun and educational session. And of course, we have a field expedition to the nature, and of course, to visit a wildlife center. This is called the Wildlife Conservation Center, to really have a real experience working with wildlife. They have a chance to weigh turtles and tortoise, to clean them, and even like to feed the bears. I think it was one of the experiences that the young participants liked the most. As I have already shared with you, at the end of the project, we have the biodiversity hack, and here we group them in teams, and then they work together to, build out their projects and receive the seed funding at the end. Not only that, as I already mentioned, we see the importance of media and communication, so that we also have movie nights that feature movies in Laos and Asia about wildlife and conservation in general, and also to have the filmmakers, photographers to come and share how their works contribute to wildlife conservation. We have inspirational talks with the key persons from these, dream organizations of youth, so that they can throw questions and to give their comments as well. Of course, to find that passion. And as I mentioned earlier, a lot of them are volunteers. Most of them don't see these activities as, something that would generate money or be their job for real in the future, because that's the way to sustain it, right? That's the way that you can keep on contributing to this field, is to make it as your career, or to also earn something from it, because you cannot we all still have to pay for rent and food. So this is the session that we talked about that as well, because as like for myself, of course, I started working as a non-profit organization, but later I learned to sustain my organization by also have like model of the business model, or something that would help my team to earn in order to sustain as well. And of course, we cannot do anything without fun parts. There are lots of laughters and, fun memories. These are the feedback gaining from them. the majority, I would say almost 90% of the participants have overall understanding and confidence as high to medium, and all of them are considered or observed to be satisfied with the project, and they are interested to continue working with the organizations that work in the area of biodiversity in the future. So I think we have come to almost the last part. How can you become the part of this mission together with us? Of course, if you are now, you can join the program this year. Yay, 2025, we have this program coming. I think we are opening for the application somewhere around May after Lao New Year. So you can be prepared if you're Lao. But if you're not Lao, you're from ASEAN country, don't worry because we have a plan to expand it to the ASEAN level. And it also depends with today as well, if there are any organizations that work on the same missions that you would like together, please do not feel hesitated to reach out to us. And secondly, you can support youth-led projects. It doesn't have to be, our projects. It can be other youth-led projects as well by funding them or being the mentor to the young change makers. Number three, to spread the word, to share the missions and amplify your voice. And also, if you have Lao friends who are not joining the session today, you can reach out to them and let them know that this can be a good opportunity, that they can, build their capacity and network with many people who are the key, persons in the field of biodiversity and wildlife conservation. And number four, again, if you are any organizations that have share similar mission, or interested to work together, please reach out to us, or we can also reach out to you. Just leave us messages, and excited to work together and to connect in the near future. And thank you very much on the behalf of Association Anulag Equinox and all the youth who joined our project this year. We're looking forward to last year. We are looking forward to the program this year and hope to involve many of you who are joining the live today. And Equinox, we have other projects related to other areas as well, such as plastic reduction. Also, we have Eco News, which is the the media platform by the youth for the youth. And I think that's it from us. You can tap this screen, or you can, scan the QR code and let's connect. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vali, and Equinox Laos for the amazing sharing. You highlighted a very important point on the barrier of entry for youths to pursue their passion, and how Equinox Laos work closely with the wider ecosystem to provide training and employment opportunities in the biodiversity and conservation space for the youth of Laos. So, before we start our third pitch, may I invite everyone, if you have any questions, please, we have a QR code, we have a link in the chat where you can actually feel free to type your questions in, and then we will have the panel discussion after all the pitch, and that's where we'll be asking questions. All right, let's move on to the third pitch. So for the third pitch, we have Neo Banuk from Thailand and their project Behind the Green, which is an innovative environmental awareness project designed to merge the power of live music with impactful visual storytelling. Led by the Neo Banuk Collective, this initiative focuses on Thailand's urgent environmental issues, aiming to capture the attention and inspire action amongst the young people. Let us invite Poi, a development specialist and sustainability consultant, co-founder of Neo Banuk. She's passionate about climate inclusion and marine conservation, and she empowers youths and communities while bridging sustainability with the arts.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ploy from the Open Now. Good to be here. So I'm gonna share my screen. How? Okay, can you see this? Yes. Okay, so Behind the Green is a mainstreaming environmental and social awareness project by Neo Banal. So let me tell you a little bit about Neo Banal. Okay, So Neobano is actually a group of youth who are passionate about making change. And we have a different background. For me, myself and my friend, we have a background in environment, advocacy, and policy. But we get together with other group of friends who's have a background on media, like creative and create video for commercials. And actually, we think we can do something by using these skills to make impact. So that's why we got together. And we really want to translate these complicated or complex issues and messages in environmental field. You know, when you go to the many meetings, many conferences, they're really scientific. I don't have scientific background. Sometimes I get really confused. So we like, oh, okay, we can try to translate this for other people. That's how we got together. How do I change this? Sorry. Oh, okay. So Behind the Green is a environmental awareness initiative that we try to merge art, sustainability, storytelling, and advocacy together. So this is how we came up with this project. So our first project, we collaborate with artists. His name is Alec Orashi. He's actually a underrepresented artist in Thailand. And the topic we are doing right now is right to repair movement. So right to repair, we okay, I'll try to explain this. So besides creating arts about sustainability, we actually want people to be able to engage, to take action, but in a more simple way. So we'll come up with call to action for each project, with each topic and each artist. So for example, this one, if you got a chance to see our documentary, this is the artist, Alec Arashi, who's like a storyteller of this. We're gonna make a music project with him, and we cooperate with Revive, who's pushing for repair culture and repair community in Thailand. So that's where we got a knowledge, expertise, and call to action from people who's advocating for right to repair in Thailand. That's my picture with the Revive. We just organized an event last week. So we also have them to set up the booth and educating people about right to repair and their platform. So yeah, if you get to see our documentary in our booth, that's awesome. If not, I'll attach a YouTube link in the chat. So okay. So picture this, our project. This is our first project, first video, like music project. The documentary is more like an introduction to get people to understand what we're doing. And this music project, we hope to release next month. Oh, actually later this month. So picture you go on YouTube, you listen to live music, live session like Tiny Desk or so on. But actually the backdrop is a storytelling backdrop. So for example, right to repair, the backdrop will be related to repairing. So we work with this artist, go check his music out. It's awesome. That's our concept. And then after the video, we will have call to action. Like anyone get inspired by the video, they can just participate right after. So we try to simplify everything to mainstream this environmental awareness. And okay, so the pain point of this, how did we come up with like why this project? So we actually want to bridge the gap between awareness and action, because sometimes we get awareness all the time. Like we scroll, we see problems, but we get so frustrated how we don't really know how to take action. And we want environmental conversations to be more accessible. That's why we sometimes organize events. Like last week, we organized an event to showcase environmental artists, also music and policy cafe, film screening, to get people to get together and talk, discuss about environment, but in really relaxing space. And actually, one of our key goals is to create green job for creatives. Because I think like there are many creatives and green job for creatives is something not really easy to find. People, creatives themselves, they don't really earn much. And but that's what we're trying to do. And we try to build a community of change makers, storytellers, investors, because I think it's important to have people who investing in our community as well. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Our indicator, actually, with the mainstreaming approach, we use indicators such as social media engagement. That's actually a really good way to get it. Ice, my colleague, he can explain on this part, but I'll go through. And interaction and call to action, the growth of our network, how many artists have we worked with, creative advocates. We have collect data and information of the network we are building. And yeah, and we're gonna keep count on green jobs creation. This is in the future. Now we don't earn anything yet, if you can fund us. But yeah, we're gonna keep count on this one too. So that's our key indicators. Maybe Ice can give a really quick explanation on our key indicator on social media interaction. How do I mute myself?
Ice, I think you're muted. You might want to unmute yourself.
Hi guys. Hello everyone. So like Ploy mentioned earlier, I work in the creative agency field. So I focus on doing a lot on commercials, keeping track of engagement in the social media platform. And luckily enough, the social media platforms that we use today, whether it's through Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, these statistics are kind of organized in a way where you can actually keep track of people that come in to view your platform, or which artists have come in through your platform and how they've connected to each other. So social media, Instagram specifically, they also have these ways where you can identify where actually, what trends are working and which engagement in which videos are working. So if people are engaged, they'll comment. If they like it, they'll share it. So these are the type of elements that we want to kind of include in this platform, in this project journey, because they're already installed and in place. So basically, we don't have to pay for these social media platforms that we're using, and these indicators already exist. So when they already exist, why not use it to our advantage and connect the world better? Because I feel like social media nowadays, there's more users, more trends, and we're kind of disconnecting more than ever. So this is a way to kind of connect each other and use this platform in a way where we can connect more. So essentially, yeah, trying to connect people better.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Ice. We change the speaker manually. Low-tech people. Okay. So next one. Thank you, Ice. So how to support us? I just want to share how we're gonna sustain this project. So Behind the Grid actually is our first step to make it to mainstream environmental awareness. But after this, after we finish our first launch of Behind the Green project, after this, we're gonna position ourselves as a sustainability creative agency. So to get income and to create sustainable jobs for creatives and our advocating team, change makers. But we gonna make a real change. Like we hope to link people who are making change in the field, advocates around that. We have been working in this, we have been connecting, but try to link it with artists, creatives, so we can finally get together and explore new green jobs. So how to support us? A project like this is really important to get follow, get share, engagement. So please, if you like anything, share with your network, share with your friends, likes, subscribe. And so that's how it would be really helpful. And definitely we still need funding, donations, investors, really welcome to support us on financial matters. And lastly, collaborate with us. So we work with artists, we work with advocates. If you are NGO, you have a topic you're working on, an environment, you have your call to action, let's stay connected. And if we have planned to work on that issue, that topic, I think we can work together. If you're an artist, please reach out to us too, because we would like to work with artists around ASEAN. We start with Thailand, but I hope this will be borderless in the future, hope to be borderless. So please stay connected. And I believe if this QR code doesn't work, Non should send it in the chat. So yes, please follow, subscribe, and stay connected with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Poi, Ice and Non, for the amazing sharing. It is very refreshing to hear about how the arts can be used as a tool for conservation and sustainability advocacy. It also allows for important environmental and biodiversity issues to be more accessible to the wider audience. I'm also personally very excited to hear that your team is working on the intersection between art and environment and how it can potentially be used for employment, basically artists in the artists in the environmental space as employment. So it is definitely a space with enormous untapped potential. Yep. So lastly, we will be moving on to our last youth showcase project. We have Wild Space from Singapore and their project on Wild Bintan. Wild Bintan is a community-based ecotourism program with a conservation impact based in Bintan Island, Indonesia. It was born out of love for the island and the need for the preservation of the extensive ecosystem and biodiversity present on Bintan, particularly on the Bintan Langer. So let us welcome Clarice, a passionate ecologist dedicated to the rights-based biodiversity conservation. Through Wild Space, she advocates for equitable, community-driven solution, empowering indigenous people and local communities for our future.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us. I'm Clarice from Wild Space. And before we share a bit more about our project called Wild Bintan, I just wanted to introduce a bit more about Wild Space. So Wild Space is a collective of like-minded people coming together to curate experiences with a conservation impact. There are three main things that we do. Firstly, it is through education advocacy in our backyard. So Singapore, we do it through walks. We bring participants to intertidal ecosystems or forests, mangroves, and we also have this monthly conversation series whereby we invite speakers, experts of environmental related issues, and we do it in a very inclusive and accessible manner. And secondly, we do outreach through visual arts to help people connect back with nature. So we run this annual nature film festival. It's called Earth in Focus, and it's usually held at the end of the year. And lastly, we also carry out hands-on experience for more adventurous participants through an ecotourism program, which we help to show the good work that our local partners are doing. Yeah, so Wild Bintan is one of our ecotourism project, and it is centered around conservation as well as communities, particularly the conservation of this little not so little, but cute langur. His name is the Bintan langur, or otherwise in locally is known as Kera Cantik, which means beautiful ape. Yeah, next slide, please. So Wild Bintan is a joint initiative between Wild Space, Polytechnic Bintan Chakrawala, which is a local polytechnic in Bintan, as well as the Bamboo Camp, which is an eco resort. It is a regenerative ecotourism project with conservation and community impacts. And we would like to share more about the project in the next few slides. Next slide, please. So currently in Bintan, one of the major issues is that the landscape has been a bit degraded as a result of historical deforestation, whereby they were planting a lot of gambia crops as well as mining situation. So as a result, the forest habitat in Bintan is quite degraded and fragmented as a result of ongoing and increasing expensive development, especially related to the tourist industry. I think many of us here in Singapore, when we think about Bintan, we usually associate it with resorts or very high world-class tourism, but actually there's still a lot of landscapes left to be preserved. And because of this issue, it has repercussions on the biodiversity there, including the langur, which we will talk more about later. So one of the project targets is to help regenerate the landscape and soil through tree planting, as well as sharing more about permaculture practices. So during our ecotourism program, we bring students or public members to go harvest propagules firsthand in the mangroves. And then we also work with local students to plant the trees. So we're helping to restore the mangrove ecosystem that is still extend over there. But we are also looking to hopefully plant trees in the forest, because right now the forest fragmentation is quite bad over there. So we're gonna do more research such that we can advise on what trees to plant and so forth, and which corridors to connect as well. And we also bring participants to experience permaculture practices in the eco resort called the Bamboo Camp, and people can go there to understand how sustainable agriculture and living can be like. And one of our indicators for this target would be the number of trees planted or corridors connected. Yeah. The second slide. Thank you. So another issue that currently we're facing in Bintan is there is a big gap in knowledge of the biodiversity in Bintan in general. I think the last proper extensive survey done was by Subaraj in the 90s, which was quite long ago, and subsequently there were other organizations running surveys as well. But in general, there's quite a lack of understanding, and without proper knowledge of what is remaining in Bintan, it's quite difficult to do any conservation work. So we are trying to also fulfill this to fill this gap in this, and especially for the Bintan langur. So we have a partner in Bintan right now who is doing her research in the occupancy of the Bintan langur, but we are still uncertain about its taxonomy, distribution, and ecology. So this langur is currently known as a subspecies of the bigger group of white-type langurs, but based on experts on the ground, we believe there is possibly a species on its own, and it could also be endemic to Bintan only. So it's a rather important representative of Bintan and the archipelago's biodiversity. So we're trying to protect it. And also not much is known about its distribution. and also its behavior, what does it eat, where does it sleep. So we're trying to do more research, support research on the ground for that. And through the ecotourism program, we bring public to conduct biodiversity surveys in the area. This was us doing a dragonfly survey. And we also take the Bintan Langur walks to observe their behavior and possibly corridors that they use that we can replant in the future. Yeah. So some indicators of the project would be the species richness, biodiversity indicators, as well as fulfilling the bigger Bintan Langur research aims. So the Wild Bintan is an ecotourism project, but it's only the tip of the iceberg of a bigger project that aims to understand a bit better about the Bintan Langur. And in the near future, we are trying to run a genetic research about them to really solidify their taxonomy such that more conservation and funding can come true for this species, as well as the whole biodiversity on the island as a whole. Yeah. Next slide, please. And currently, so the polytechnic that we are working with is actually the first and I think only school in the Bintan Regency that offers tourism as a program, but specifically ecotourism, there's still a lack of it, which is why we are trying to come in and empower the local students through capacity building and also cultural exchange programs with our Singaporean locals to such that we can also in the future we think that the aim is to let Wild Bintan be run by the locals independently. So we're just trying to start it up right now. But eventually it should be a full-fledged autonomous program that is really run by locals in the way that they want. And so hopefully by training up the youth, we can build that system in future. And one of the indicators is the number of students empowered and possibly the quality that they provide when they run these tours in future. And lastly, if you wish to support the Wild Bintan project, you can come on the ecotourism tour. You can participate in it with us and come experience a different landscape, a different culture, or you can also provide funding, which would fund landscape restoration through tree planting, or the Bintan Langur research itself, or lastly, the capacity building and training programs for our local students. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you, Clarice, and Wall Space for the engaging sharing. It is important for us to really understand and learn more about the species that we're trying to protect before any concrete action can be taken. Wall Space combines ecotourism with research surveys to provide a comprehensive approach in protecting Bintan while boosting local economy and setting the foundation for future conservation effort. So it is a very holistic approach in conservation. So for the next segment, we will be inviting all of the speakers to join us for a short panel discussion. Once again, we have Valley from Equinox Laos, Ratana from Sustainable Design 11, Clarice from Wild Space, and Poi from Neo Bano. We will be opening the floor to the audience. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the Whole Everywhere link in the Zoom chat, and we will direct the questions to the speakers. So from what I see, we already have some questions in place. So I'm going to start things off with a question to all of the speakers. So maybe each of you can just take turns to answer this question. So because I understand that all of you are leading different ground-up initiatives and organizations, maybe my first question is, how do each of you identify potential funders for all of your initiatives, be it environmental or conservation related? Maybe we can start with maybe Clarice first.
Specifically for Wild Bintan, the ecotourism project itself is using an ecotourism model. So that is how we fund the whole project. But in terms of the bigger research, the Langur research, we are currently applying for grants to do it. So we look out for we're always on the lookout for grants who will fund conservation related work, especially towards the conservation of certain species that are threatened. Yeah, I forgot to mention that the langur is an endangered species, so we're trying to help protect it. Yeah, that's all.
Yep, thanks for sharing. What about Hoi?
For our project, mainly we are in the beginning, we are looking for grants, applying for grants mostly in youth and creative field perspective. So it's still a beginning phase of our project. So that's really challenging to explain to people what is we trying to do. And that's why we are starting this our project voluntary first to show our proof of concept, and after that we'll get investors. So it's challenging, but we will start with applying for grants.
Thank you. What about Vatana? What are your thoughts on that?
Um, I I would say like the project, the Youth Urban ecosystem is just launching. Like this idea just from last week. Um, so let's talk about the what we have done before and to applying with this. We love to like talk about like our launching like in WWD regional youth watch like regional youth symposiums today, and then we are going to launch it with the like one of the house plan events like Cambodian national like the one of the biggest events in Cambodia is about plants and gardens. So we want to let people that we are doing this. So it will get like attraction from all of the stakeholder, especially the collaboration that we could get our existing collaboration from the previous program and the project that we have done. As we have more than like 20 projects that we have done before for the last 5 years, we have our own potential like business partner and the sponsor and the donor that we like we did like communicate with them even that it is a small like budget, but keeping in touch and like looking more for like partnership and asking directly to the donor like if there is any possible cash that it could provide the support. And in SD11 we accept any kind of like support, and the budget is never like $1 is also like acceptable. We done like risky to and for the bigger grants, like we are open for any grants that is possible for applying or offering. That's all.
Yep, thanks for sharing. Maybe a follow-up question on for everyone again. What are the types of youth-friendly grant-making practices do you guys look for in a potential funder? Maybe we can start from Clarice again.
Sorry, I need a while on that, if that's
Oh, no
okay.
worries. Yep.
Thank you.
Perhaps if Fatana or Paul, if you have an answer for that, y'all can go ahead first as well.
Can you share the question again?
So the question is, what type of youth-friendly grant-making practices do you guys look for in potential funders? So is there any practices that you prefer as an organization, youth-led organizations, when you're reaching out to funders?
For us, we're actually looking for funders that give a space for creativity, because this project is kind of new, innovative, and we really want to give the space for the creative and artists to have the area for creativity. So we're looking, that would be ideal if the funder have that space for us.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe Vatana.
And for SD11s, we are looking for, just like I said, any kind of funder. I just need money actually. Like we are flexible and would adapt to any kind of preference that the funder want from us. Since like we got a lot of projects in SD11, so we also provide capacity building to Cambodian youth to help their own like projects. So I also need the money to provide funding to my like youth leader as well. So I'm more flexible. But since now we haven't registered to be the like official youth organization, because I am thinking about which part that is more sustainable for me, being like a firm or being the user organization. So I just decided that I will go both. I will go both way, like doing all kind of work and like representative as any kind of organization that would be like get the money. So I would say I'm flexible with the funder.
I think we can also add on that, like from Econox Laos. I think all types of funding is positive, right? But like for example, our project last year, we also have international funders who are NGOs, and also from private sectors. And I think with all of those sectors together, we can make this even like more impactful. But I mean, as long as the funders don't see this as something just, like can be a good advertisement for them and not looking for a long-term impact, I think that would not be an ideal funders that we would love to work with. But so far we haven't had, an experience such as what I have mentioned just yet. So I think, yeah, we are also looking for funders, funders. I mean, if you're interested, I mean, reach out to us, or you can also suggest any organization that would be interested to work on wildlife conservation in Laos and in ASEAN.
For Wild Space, we are also rather open to any funders, but typically we try to get funders who will be aligned with our causes, so that they believe in community ground-out impact, or they also hope to support the environment in terms of restoration or conservation of wildlife. And we also hope that the funders can take an active role in the projects. And it's also important that the funders are probably not in the environmental space, so that we connect with the greater audience and not just within our own circle. That would be a better outcome. Yeah.
Yep, thanks everyone for sharing. I think Clarice, you raised a very good point about reaching out to people that are outside of the sustainability environmental conservation space. So just wanted to check in with you about the students that you reach out to. So generally students that you reach out to, like how are the responses of the students so far with regards to the projects that Wild Bintan has engaged them? So, yep.
Thanks for the question. Our first run was 2 months ago. We brought students from IT over. They're from different backgrounds. Some were in the ecotourism industry, but some others were outside. So I think Wild Bintan was a great step for them to actually see nature or to reconnect with it. And I think it was quite well done because they enjoyed the program, and it seemed like that they might look into it in future. So I think programs like this, even though it's a short-term thing, it could have far-reaching impacts. So I think a good step is to just get out into the wild and have the experience, and it might kickstart something. Yeah.
Definitely. I think some of these experiences are hard to acquire on a classroom setting.
Mhm.
In the same topic on youth, maybe I can ask Vali, could you delve into some of the difficulties that you face when working with youths, and how do you actually empower the youth with the confidence to continue working on the project even though they might fail on the project, and how do you keep them motivated and driven in the face of different challenges?
Wow, that's a big question, right? I think one of the biggest challenges would be because working with young people, they're full of passions, full of wonders and questions. I think as my personal point of view, I think one of the challenges, but also the potential, is that how we can polish this
ideas, these young ideas, these curiosities of the young people into something tangible and, into something that they can really implement in the future. Because most of the time, if they approach you and they say, "Hey, I want to do this and that. This is what my idea. What do you think?" A lot of the adults or a lot of seniors would say, "Oh, this is too difficult. This is something that maybe not possible." But I think they need encouragement. They need to see the potentials and hope as well. Even though, like from your own experiences, it sounds hard or like too complicated to be implemented. But I think anything is possible. So that's why we try to group them with like expertise from these organizations and to mentor them as well. I think what we didn't do this last year and we wanted to do this year is to also create something called a peer support that they can like be partnered with experts from these organizations like the WWF or even us to mentor them in the long run. So I think that the young people, they have this motivation still, but learning from my own experience, it's like a roller coaster. It can go away sometimes if you see how the systems are actually working. But sometimes it's come back from events such as this that I have a chance to meet many inspiring young people. So I think it's a long journey, and we wanted to create this journey for them, like this year at least, for them to sustain this, to not give up just yet, and at least contribute to this mission together in the way that they can do best. Like I have shared before, that we also involve some topic about media, about movie making, and even art, right? So they doesn't have to be a scientist or an ecologist such as me, but they can be some artists. There was like this student in the Faculty of Fine Art who joined us last year as well. And she is one of the members who will create the card game or the board game, that will uh, educate people about wildlife in Laos. So it can be in any form. Yeah. So I think I answer your questions.
Yep, definitely. I think you raised a very important point on having peer support or mentors in one's journey, be it in sustainability or in conservation. Because given how dynamic this sector is, the spaces is oftentimes there's a lot of uncertainty when youths explore this path, and oftentimes they will face hurdles and obstacles. So it is definitely very important for a mentor to be there to guide them, to basically show them the best practices so that they can actually succeed in this space. Maybe to Poi. Just wanted to check in with you. I think you shared a little bit about like your intention to expand the project outside of Thailand, and you want it to be a borderless project. So just wanted to hear maybe if you have any a bit more details about some of the plans that you foresee, and what are some of the visions that you foresee in terms of expanding your project across ASEAN. Maybe you can share a bit on that.
Yes. So actually, our project is hopefully borderless, and we try to use English as the one of the two languages, like Thai and English. That's why we use music. We try to start with the artists that have English songs, have some English fans, like English speaking fans. And I think music is already borderless itself. And environmental action, environmental awareness, does as well borderless. So that's why we are open to work with people from other countries, especially maybe it's easier to start with people who work in environment or change maker change maker. Because if we're gonna work with music artists now that's not from Thailand, it's gonna be hard for us to film, to kind of like make the media. But yes, did I answer the question?
Yeah, definitely. I think having a common I don't want to say language, but common way to communicate is definitely important, despite because Southeast Asia is very diverse, though we are so kind of closely knitted, but we are very diverse in terms of language, culture, and religion as well. So really having something in common would be able to, in a way, bind us together and for us to work together. And likewise, like what you said, a lower barrier of entry will likely be people that are already engaged in this space. They'll be more inclined to really step in and contribute and work together. So thanks for sharing on that. So for Vatana, I'm going to ask you a different kind of question, not something that's not youth related. So personally, how do you pitch projects with funders and or grant givers, and how do you align your project direction when there's a difference in value with your funders? So slightly more difficult topic.
Frankly, I it might be so strange. It's been 5 years, but I never pitched any project to the funder before. So, um, I I I have like starting my work through like 2019, so it is nearby COVID. So SD11 created, it was created because of like uh I want to like raise awareness and educate people. So that is the time that digital tool come to appear as the important tool that we could like connect to people, share more and raise more through social media. And Zoom is also become so popular. And I I start my project without any money. So I use Zoom and then asking participants to register through like Google Meet, Google Form, and pressing it through our social media page. And then a group of like my students. I was a university lecturer, so I have my students who have the passion and want to do it with me, like volunteer and like grow together. So we like start to do the project that we didn't spend any money. We use all of our like effort, strength, and our like I think the future that we want to see inside that dream, and then we do it, and it become like a hobby, a bad hobby that I don't like do like specific pitch in order to get the money until when future climate hero is the time that we start to have like proposal. Like I let my like youth leader who that I providing the mentorship and advising to them to like apply like through the like application process to get the like fundings. And uh also not like a thing that I like we pitch, but it is a proposal grants. So personally regarding to the proposal grant, I believe that we get the budget through the like preference from the funder. I mean, I still like believe that we need to know what kind of preference that the funder want from us in order to like make us assign and organize like the proposal that fit with them. For example, the project need more women, more vulnerable group because this is the global trend that they are the vulnerable group. And we need them, we need their voice, and we need to like let them in the discussion. So helping them and like going to implement the project in the like specific provinces that is far away from Phnom Penh might be something like that the key funder interested in. So hearing from them what they want and then give them what they want. So I will get the money that I want. I think this is the thing that we are doing now. And for the pitching, if I normally do elevator pitch, very informal. So I talk with people around what kind of collaboration that we could do. And then as you may know, like we are in Southeast Asia, we love to give fun to people that we love. I mean, people that we have good interaction with, people who are like making very good impression. So I love to walk around, talk to people, telling the story of what we are doing. And if they are like open their arm for us, we just like go ahead with that. And that is our strategy. So we love to hear from the funder, and then we love to like engaging to each other more in the way that the funder could hear from us about what we are doing and the way that we could convey them to believe in us with in anything that we are doing. That's why we do a lot of branding and applying for some kind of like award for myself and being the like youth jury for AIPA Work University Award was my plan that I need to accelerate my branding in order to uh get an eye from the funder to see like how good we are at doing things. That is the strategic plan. Thank you.
Yep, thanks for sharing. I think you raised a very good point about finding alignment between the projects as well as the potential funders. So by making it a win-win situation on both sides, it's a method that's easier to persuade funders and align the values with them so that they will potentially fund the project. I think I also really like how you shared about how you work very closely with your students as a mentor, as a lecturer, to basically engage them and help them craft out projects to start things off. I think that's very important for people that are very new to this project, very new to this. Yep. So I have one more question. I think it ties in nicely with what you just shared. Because we have over 100 youths here today, a lot of them are very excited. I think most of them are excited to start their own initiative and ground up projects. So to all the speakers, maybe I can invite all of you to share a bit about, do you have any advice for the youths that are joining us today on how they can assemble a good team when initiating a new project? Maybe we can start with Clarice.
Okay. Ooh, how to assemble a team. I think just continue doing what you like. Especially if you're in the conservation scene or environmental scene, just pursue your passion. And I feel like sometimes it's just a bit magical, but things will fall into place and you'll find the like-minded people who are, or otherwise people who will connect you to people. So I think it's very important to be open-minded and to put yourself out there if in your own capacity and time. Um, and generally it should work out. But even if it does not, it's always a good learning opportunity. So I think the best advice I could give is to just always be open-minded to trying new things, to meeting new people, and to any other opportunities that might open new doors for you. Yeah.
Sharing, I think definitely having an open mind would really help being in this space. Maybe we can have Poi to share next about how any advice that you have for youths if they want to assemble a team to start an initiative.
Yes, so I think the most important thing is to get together with a group of your people and use your skills. Like you can start with using each other's skills to make it happen. And the most important step is to start. Actually, you can have so many ideas, but the important part is to start. And after that, you meet even more people who's also like want to do the same thing, want to join. So I think that, and I think starting is really important. And then you can look for more partners, more people to fill up the space with the skills you don't have, but you need for your project to keep going. So let's start with the thing you already have. You have, for example, I have project management skills. My friend have media media creation skills. That's how we got together. Like I do project management, they do the art. So I think start from what you have and what you can and just do it.
Yep. Thanks for sharing. I think what you share about really just taking the first step out of your comfort zone to kickstart your own project is very important. I think most youths are a bit hesitant because they are worried about uncertainty. So being able to take that first step is very important. I think you shared a bit about diversifying your skill sets, capitalizing on your strengths, and also working with people with other strengths to really so that you can complement each other. I think that's really good advice. Maybe next we can have Vatana, you can share if you have any for the youth.
I think Ploy and Clarice said like aligned with what I want to say, so I will add more on like personality. Like we all have different personality, we all have like background, so we cannot expect like the other partner or person that we are going to do with is like make sense at all in any kind of what we are doing. So this is the like the fundamental understanding that we need to know that if that person cannot work with, just move on. And if you work with your friends and you fight, and then you believe that it is not going to grow, just let it go. So life is about a choice. So the choice that you are doing is like what reflect to what you want to do. So I suggest that everyone need to like find out what you like, what matter in your life, what you love. Uh, my example is love. I love to talk to people, raising like education and awareness about like city development. So I start to do my things alone. So like some people like love to do like as a group, and some people could do it solo first. So I do solo first in order to test everything that makes sense to me. So I can like telling people that this is what I do, and then I can keen for better team member or team partner that have the same skill set or what I want in the level that I need. But I also suggest that some people might go to do it as a group for the like grassroots or to the like the beginning of the initiative in the ideation, because the collaboration is the complement that could like make you go further than being a solo. So knowing about yourself, what you want to do and what you don't want to do, and if you feel that you need someone to talk to, find me through SD Elements, and then like we could like do appointment and talk more about like what kind of struggling and what kind of way that we can support each other. We would love to like open for any kind of like supporting each other and collaboration in Southeast Asia.
Yep, thanks for sharing. I think what you raised a important point about finding something that's close to your heart when you initiate a ground up initiative. I think that's very important as well, because things that we're passionate about drives us to really push ourselves to work on a particular initiative. So that's a really good point. Maybe lastly for Valley, before we get you to share, maybe can we invite your daughter to basically share a bit about we have a question for her actually. Hi.
Okay, yeah, just say hi. Hi, everyone. What's your name? Ala. Okay.
Sorry?
Well,
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah, I think. Sorry. Bunin ka, mamaw ni Kon. So I
It's
think
okay.
everyone has said enough. I just want to add on to all the young people who are listening to us right now. Never stop asking questions. Never stop educating yourself, and never stop fighting. I mean, if you if you keep educating yourself about what's going on in the world, then you will start wondering why this is happening to the world. This is why this is happening to us, and are these going to be happening to the to the generations after me, or to my children, to my grandchildren? And with that, I mean, you will have the motivation to start fighting for what is right. And as I think I agree with all, find your allies. If you talk to the right person, of course, I think your passion or what you want to do to make a change is definitely possible. No, Ben Wahala. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thanks for sharing. I think finding the right allies and also asking yourself the important questions are crucial in really identifying what you want to do. So we have a question for your daughter, actually. Do you mind if we ask her a question?
Yes, you can try.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi. Sorry, what's her name again?
What's your name?
Tara.
Tara.
Kara? Kara?
Tara. Yeah.
Kara. Hi, Kara. Do you want to be as cool as your mom when you grow up?
Tara. They ask if do you want to be like mama when you grow up? I like yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
ถ้าเราบ่ต้องบีบอันนี้ก็ได้
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks a lot for sharing. I think we have come to the end of our panel discussion. So I would like to basically thank all the panelists and speaker and also Kara for joining us on this panel. And yeah, thank you everyone for the very insightful sharing. I think all of you share very important points, different points as well from different sectors, be it the arts, education, mentorship, or really establishing broader cross-collaboration partnerships to really advance your different initiatives. So I think that's really important takeaways for the different youths that we have today.